Good morning, Key West. Listen, there's more than one type of education, and as Guy was leaving off on his last hour of segment, I think I got my bachelor's at the UHK, the University of Hard Knocks, and my master's in my military service, and also as being a single parent. But my PhD has been in life experience. And it's through life experience that I've been taught maybe two of the most important lessons of my life. The first is courage of your convictions, and the second is courage in the face of fear. And so today, ladies and gentlemen, as you join me, Shauna Lee Lang, on the Be Holy You Hour, we're going to address courage, fear, and convictions. And we're going to examine today the fine line between courage and crazy. I'm also a big believer that you must do the thing that you most fear in life. But the question is, can it be done without proper and adequate preparation? And at the same time, it's a paradox in the universe that it's also true that there's no reward without great risk. And so men and women listening this morning can often find themselves in life situations where you just have to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, this morning with me I have two modern-day Galileos. In front of me this morning I have First Mate William O'Neill, and I have Captain USA James Nall, who together are sailing a 26-foot vessel in a cross-Panama Canal journey on the SV Shazam. And gentlemen, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
That just about sums it up. I think you said it all in that intro.
Well, I want to just take a few minutes to welcome you to the station, welcome you to Key West. As I understand it, you're both planning on leaving the Keys on Sunday.
Well, we've been very fortunate to have met Admiral Finbar of the Conch Republic Navy here in Key West, and he was gracious enough to induct us into the Republic, and we're very proud members now of the Conch Republic. And on Sunday, the Conch Republic Navy will be riding with us out to the reef and sending us off on our way to Cuba with cannon fire.
I'm sorry, did you say Cuba?
Yes, I did.
As in C-U-B-A, Cuba?
As in
Cuba, yes.
Libertad, Cuba.
One does not just sail to Cuba.
No?
Well, you know, it's interesting. Since we've been in Key West, it seems like people go there on a regular basis, in the Conch Republic anyway. We've met someone who's sailed to Cuba 96 times, and he's very proud of it. He says, when we go to Cuba, we won't want to leave. I'm a little worried about that. How am I going to get my first mate off of Havana when it's the best place in the planet?
What's after Cuba?
Isla Mujeres.
And then?
The Panama Canal. And then Hollywood. And then, if our dreams come true, the best reality show on television will begin, Sailing the Seven Seas.
See, the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to dream and you're going to risk, then you have to do it big. And especially today, really big, so big that you're maybe taking the biggest gamble of your life. William, will you tell us a little bit about the biggest gamble of your life?
Sure. I met my dear friend Captain USA here about 14 years ago, and ever since we've stayed in touch. We met doing the Fringe Theater Festival show in New York City. He was on the tech crew and I was playing bass, and since that time Captain's been a part of a number of adventures that's taken him across the country and all over the world, and this is the first time I've had an opportunity to join him. I was in the perfect place to do it. I was at the end of a marriage. I've been divorced, and I was sort of at a pivotal point. I'd been playing in a band the last 12 years, and you know, we toured all over the country and even went over to England, but I just needed to step away from that. I felt like I'd even been dealing with a lot of depression and other issues, and I joked, I said, if it has to be, there's no better time than now to be eaten by a shark. So, and since that time I've reconsidered that idea, because I'm really not looking forward to that, but I'm ready to join a guy who I respect enormously, who has re-inspired my ideas of freedom and courage and rolling the dice and going for it. And that's why I'm here.
And it's true, Jimmy, is it not, that you have, this is not the first time that you've done something reckless, rebel-rousing, out of the box? Tell us about some of your previous escapades.
Well, I picked up a video camera at the age of 11 and started documenting my life, and one of my favorite things to do is stunts. So I've done a lot of stunt work. I've got a name for myself in Hollywood. It's Captain USA, spelled with a capital U S of A. And Captain USA was born on the 4th of July. He's a living firecracker who is a champion of freedom and celebrates freedom and lives to risk his life for freedom, as many of our forefathers did. And so any chance I have to promote freedom and champion it, I feel honored to join that family of Americans who understand that freedom is worth dying for. And, well, some of the coolest things I've done in my lifetime is I've been to Alaska and fished the crabs like they do on The Deadliest Catch, and I've traveled across America, Vietnam, Nepal, and Mexico on a motorcycle. And the motorcycle, to me, was there's been a constant theme in my life, an exploration of freedom, and the motorcycle was definitely a big part of it. And now that I've become a sailor, I've realized that there is no greater expression or understanding of freedom than that which you find on the ocean at sail.
It's also true, Jimmy, that you're no wallflower in terms of your prior preparation. You had some time with the service in the Marine Corps, and you studied at Tulane. You studied international politics and international relations at Tulane. How does a guy that has gone through the system end up to be so independent and maybe I'm not sure of the right word. How does a guy shift from establishment to anti-establishment?
Well, one first needs to start by watching Easy Rider, then read the book On the Road by Jack Kerouac. When I was growing up, I was such a willing participant of being in the box. I got straight A's, got a scholarship, varsity football player, varsity wrestler, university, Marine Corps, did what I was told, followed the path. But the whole time I couldn't wait to understand what the word freedom meant. Because I love America, and America stands for freedom. What does freedom mean? Well, after watching Easy Rider and reading On the Road, I bought a motorcycle, painted it like a zebra, and threw a duffel bag on the back of it, and spent 3 months traveling across America, learning for myself the first time what freedom really meant. And I've been exploring that word ever since.
And Will, you also are no wallflower. Here we have the situation of a sensitive artist who has made some great accomplishments in the world of music. You're a singer, you're a songwriter, you're a family man, you're a dad of 2, I believe you told me.
Yes.
And so you've also been around the block, so to speak. How does a man shift from that life to the life on the seas?
Well, I'm pleased to be called a sensitive artist. At times I've been called a very insensitive other things, but by certain people. But to me, this is another piece of art. I've been a fan of performance art, and in there's a great opportunity for education and enlightenment here, but it's also a bit of a stunt. One thing we haven't talked about yet is that Jimmy here, Captain USA, the reason why it's somewhat of a stunt, someone would say it's a stunt just because it's a 26-foot boat and what we're trying to do, but the other part of the story is that Captain USA took a one-weekend sailing course, and I have 1 weekend less than that. In fact, my first time on the boat was just a couple weeks ago here. So I'm sort of a daredevil myself. I've always liked to gamble. I'll take a bet and I'll take a chance. And it's funny, we were both inspired by the same quote. The first night we got on the boat together, I said we have this quote, 20 years from now you'll be more disappointed in the things you didn't do than the things you did.
Mark Twain.
So set sail.
Don't be afraid.
And literally the quote was, set sail, go out to sea, and voila.